So, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I'm gonna break down the 5 income sources that actually made me $250,152 last month. Now look, I'm not gonna lie, there are plenty of videos like this out there on the internet, but one common theme I find between these videos is they don't actually go into detail about like which sources bring in what level of revenue, what the margins are with the different sources. To be honest, I feel as though they leave the most important things out because yeah, it's like all fine and well saying like, you know, I did $500,000 this month for my businesses, but it's like, you know, what are the actual profit margins of the business? What goes into the businesses? Like how realistic is it that you could replicate that same sort of business? So I'm going to break down everything in nitty-gritty detail for you. I'm gonna leave nothing back. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Iman Gadzhi. I'm the proud owner of IAG Media, which is actually an advertising agency that's worked with some awesome clients over the years. Clients like Kevin Rose, Oura Ring, Zebra Fuel, Motivate Design, Iconic, the list goes on and on. So if you actually happen to own an e-commerce info product business, go ahead, click on the link down below, IAG-Media.com, and book in a 15-minute demo call with Danny, my Chief Marketing Officer. We'd love to speak with you. By the way, we guarantee all of our clients results, AKA if we don't make you profit, we don't take a retainer. Sorry, I realized this video kind of turned into a pitch for my agency. Alright, anyways, now apart from IAG Media, I'm also the owner of GrowYourAgency.com, which is actually the largest education company on earth specifically for agency owners. We help a wide spectrum of agency owners, people who are literally beginner agency owners and trying to get their first clients, all the way to I have students who are making over $150,000 a month. So kind of all between in that spectrum. And I actually take a good portion of the profits from that business and I use that to build schools in Nepal. And lastly, I am the owner of Gadzhi, which is my e-commerce clothing line, all boutique, all done in-house, no print on demand BS. So now that we've gotten all of that on the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop here a couple photos from different payment processors, Stripe, PayPal, affiliate portals, different processors that we use for the e-commerce side of things, etc., etc. Now all of these total to, I'm just looking down here now, so 162,000 pounds on Stripe, which equates to $203,000. PayPal was 23,000 pounds, which is $29,000. Affiliate was around $12,000. Adsense came out to $3,829. And then another processor came out to $1,000. Now I'll explain what businesses use what processors and basically for once give you guys an honest view as to what goes into these businesses, as I said, the margins, the revenue, etc., etc. So income source number 1 is my advertising agency, IAG Media. Now my agency actually did converting from pounds. I charge all of my clients in pounds because I'm based in London. Now converting from pounds to dollars, my agency did $82,823 last month with around 85% margins. Just a little side note, I get people ask me all the time, like, why do you speak in dollars? Is it to like inflate your numbers and make them sound larger? And it's like, that is not the reason why. I know between my customers and then also my YouTube audience, and I can see my Instagram audience and stuff like that, the vast majority is in the US. So I speak in dollars to kind of cater to you guys so you guys don't have to do the conversions in your head. But yeah, my advertising agency is the income stream that I've had for the longest time. I've had my agency coming up to 4 years at this point. I signed my first client in August of 2016. Now currently we work with e-commerce and info product owners. To be honest, info products make up around 70-80% of our clientele. Now on any given month, my margins are between 75 to 85%. It totally depends on whether we're running cold ads that month to the agency case study funnel, which is how I get like 80% of my clients. So it's a combination of that in terms of expenses, as well as the revenue for the agency that month, because my fixed costs are the same. For those of you guys that don't know a little bit about my team, at my team I have Danny, who's my Chief Marketing Officer. We just brought on a new performance marketer, Luis, because basically for the past 2 years, we've only been able to work with maximum 8 to 10 clients at any given month, because anything after that, quality of results for our clients deteriorates. And we also have Kieran, who's the copywriter for the agency. So he writes all of our client copy. Now it's taken me a long time to get to the point where with my agency, I only work around 5 to 6 hours a week. And mostly those 5 to 6 hours are sales calls. So for example, I can tell you in May, I'll pop up on the screen here, I think we had 25 demos after cancellations. So we had around closer to 40 businesses book in a 15-minute demo call to speak with Danny, my Chief Marketing Officer. And then from there, Danny canceled around 1/3 of those. He had 25 calls. And then from those 25 calls, I took around 10. And last month, as you know, I did a vlog literally documenting 4 of the deals. I had a 5th one come through right at the end of the month. But yeah, I'll go ahead and post that video somewhere on the screen. Anyways, yeah, so from around 10 of those calls, we signed 5 clients. Granted, 4 of those were retainer and then 1 was a consulting job. So yeah, that's a little bit about the mechanics of the agency. Any given month, our revenues are between $70,000 to $100,000. It totally depends on whether I'm doing a 2-day training. So usually once every 2 or 3 months, I do a 2-day training where most of the time a client will fly me into their office to either do a 2-day webinar build or train their team for 2 days, whatever it may be. And once again, you've seen a few vlogs where I've been in clients' offices and stuff like that, for those that gave me permission to vlog it. So yeah, it's between $70,000 and $100,000 a month in revenue. My fixed costs at this point are basically just my team. And if we're running any ads this year in 2020, we haven't run any cold ads to agency. We're just trying to make use of the 6,500 leads we got last year through the agency case study funnel. And yeah, I guess I don't need to talk too much about that business because you guys have followed me for the past 4 years and have known my agency journey and whatnot. But I guess the last thing is I'm gonna talk to you guys about 5 income streams here today. And my agency is my cash and my lifestyle business. It's the thing where, you know, I'm very cutthroat when it comes to being efficient with my agency margins. As long as our client service delivery and our client satisfaction is incredible, I like to cut costs. That's the business where I like to cut costs. Like if I can literally make a $20 a month software cost redundant in my agency, I'm elated. I literally have a smile on my face the rest of the day. Like for example, in May, Stripe is where I process all of my agency clients through. And in May, I was able to negotiate down my Stripe fees for anything that's processed through pounds. So that's basically my entire agency. And yeah, basically my merchant fee went down by like 30% of the actual fee that I pay. So I had a smile on my face for literally the rest of the day. As I said, I'm very protective over my cash flow in my agency because that is my lifestyle business. That is the thing I use to retire my mom. That is the thing that I use to fund the exciting aspects of my life, lavish aspects of my life. So that's kind of where that business slots in for me. It's not the sexiest, it's not the coolest thing, it's not the most exciting thing, but it does the job month in, month out, and I'm super grateful to have gone to a point where 4 years into it, as I said, I've built an incredible team and I've worked so hard to get to this point. It's definitely not passive, but it's a well-oiled machine, and I'm very, very proud of that. So income source number 2 is my education company, GrowYourAgency.com. Grow Your Agency pulled in exactly $150,424 last month with close to around 45% margins. So last month was definitely a great month because last month's revenue was around 50K higher than it usually is. Usually the education company does around $100,000 a month in revenue. And usually its margins are closer to 20 to 30%. So with that extra 50K in revenue, the margins went up to around 45% last month, which was awesome. So that means that last month I pulled in around $65,000 profit from the education company, which is only slightly less than the agency. Usually there's a big disparity there. And once again, I guess people will just get shocked when I tell them that my margins for GrowYourAgency.com are around 20 to 30% with the assumption that that month's revenue is our average, which is around $100,000 a month. You need to understand that I have 7 full-time team members. I have a product manager, and that is a highly skilled, highly paid role. Product manager, I have a support lead, I have a creative manager, you know, a person to edit and do the videos and all that. I have 2 student integration managers. I have a person who works full-time just for IP protection, as well as a couple other roles. I say this respectfully, these aren't cheap contractors. These are full-time people which are very well paid. So, you know, my staff costs on any given month for GrowYourAgency.com is around $35,000. You know, that's pretty intense. Match that with around $30,000 in advertising, because people, once again, don't understand that, like, if you're making $100,000 from a business, realistically, you're advertising. Like, it's not easy to bring the leads and the audience and the attention and the eyeballs to get to a point where a business is doing $100,000 in revenue. So I spend around $35,000 a month in staff costs, around $30,000 a month in advertising costs. So that brings the total to around $65,000 in just fixed expenses every month, plus $5,000 in softwares. You know, even just when you have an email list of 70 to 80,000 people, you're gonna have to pay around $700 to $800 a month just to host those people. And I have multiple different email providers and multiple different automation tools. I have tracking tools. I have, you know, even just in terms of payment processing fees, I'm spending around $3,000 a month on any given month just for Stripe and PayPal fees, because, as I said, most of my customers for GrowYourAgency are outside of the UK. So I'm paying almost 2.5 times my British rate that Stripe charges me if I charge in pounds. Not to mention the schools that I build in Nepal. I mean, that takes a big amount of any profit that I do have left. And then, to be honest with GrowYourAgency, I'm just an idiot when it comes to expenses, like even just things like the GrowYourAgency parties. The last party I spent $20,000 to rent out a mansion and have fire breathers and magicians and the UK's best violinists right now, and like just, and all this magicians, like all this crazy stuff. And people have done that in the past, but they usually do that because there's an upsell at the end. There was no upsell at the end. In fact, the only thing that I sold was early prototype of my Gadzhi clothing line, and all the money went to charity because I didn't feel comfortable charging for it. So yeah, my education company truly is the blood-sucking leech, and I get tons of people asking like, yo, why do you have this business where you spend 40, 50 hours a week working on it when you have your agency and your agency pays for your lifestyle and then some? And trust me, I have thought about it, but anyone who's known me for basically since 2016, 2017, I dropped out of school at the age of 17 to support me and my mom. And even in the middle of 2017, before I ever had an education company, anything like that, nothing, in my bio it read, I'm on a mission to reform the education system. And GrowYourAgency.com is one step of doing that. And the schools I build in Nepal is another step of doing that, of a 100-step, a 5-decade plan that I have. And to be very honest, when I'm on my deathbed, am I gonna look back and be like, oh, I'm so happy that I managed to scale my agency to the point where I was doing 300 grand a month profit and I only work 10 hours a week. Like, fulfillment in life comes from struggle and making an impact. And I love the clients that I work with, but I feel as though everyone has that thing that matters to them, whether that's women's rights, whether that's tackling big pharma, whatever it is that means something to you for whatever reason in your life. Education has always been that thing for me. Here's the thing, guys. In 2018, I literally made 3 to 4 times as much profit from my education company as I do in 2020, even though I work a hell of a lot more and things have progressed and we're so much stronger and in every single way. Because back then it was just a course business. And here's the thing, if you have a course, the life cycle of course businesses I've seen is 18 months, 24 months maximum. I knew that I wanted to create an education company and build something big, build something that really makes a difference. And that's why I brought on such an incredible staff and such an incredible team, and why I do all these things outside of just the product for my students. And that kind of bleeds into what's happening in 2020 and 2021, where, to be honest, I probably won't make any money for the next 18 months. And any money that I've made this year from the education company has definitely been wiped, because I'm putting all that money into R&D. I'm putting all that money into improving the product and taking us to the next iteration of it. And the cost in order to make that happen, both from a time perspective and a financial perspective, is nuts. What I'm about to do next with the education company, financially, is the biggest investment times 10 that I've ever made in anything. And apart from that, time-wise and difficulty-wise, will be the hardest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. And once again, even just getting the team in order to make it happen, I've been very lucky where some of the stars align, but it's really going to be tough. But once again, when I lay on my deathbed, I will be so grateful for the experiences that the money that I made from my agency brought me. But if I look at kind of my businesses, like, I don't know, I think I'm a very old soul at heart, even though I'm only 20 years old. And I guess for me, like, impact or legacy doesn't actually really matter that much. For me, it's fulfillment. I just want to live a fulfilled life. And I know that if I want to live a fulfilled life, I need to have something that makes an impact. And for me, that's always been the education system. So as I said, that is income source number 2. Last month did $150,000 with around 45% margins, which is awesome. Usually it does around $100,000 with around 20 to 30% margins. So income source number 3 is my affiliate income. So I'll pop up on the screen one of my affiliate commissions, and you'll see it's around $9,500 from the last 30 days. But in May, that specific one came to around $10,000, and then there was a few other offers that came out to an extra additional $2,000. And basically all these offers are softwares. And obviously this income source is great because technically it's entirely passive, and each month it actually grows in the amount, and it's 100% margins as well. That said, it's entirely the byproduct of having the largest education company on earth for agency owners. Like, I am so lazy when it comes to affiliate stuff. I've had owners of 3-4 different softwares reach out and be like, do you want an affiliate link? Because we keep asking our customers where they come from and they all say it's you. So to be honest, if there's a software that I actually use in my agency and they have an affiliate offer that's easy enough to sign up to, and to be honest, if I can be bothered to remember, then I'll do it and I'll recommend it and I'll give people my link. But for the most part, I could probably be making like $15,000, $16,000, $18,000 a month with my affiliate stuff. I'm just not very diligent when it comes to making sure that I give out my affiliate links and like signing up to different affiliate offers and this and that. Like, I'm a very lazy affiliate marketer, because I don't consider it, to be honest, I don't consider it a real business. I consider it something that is a supplementary income from your main thing. And in the same way, you look at all these like tech YouTubers who make a bunch of money off Amazon Associates. Like, that's a direct byproduct of their YouTube that makes that happen. In the same way, my $12,000 a month affiliate income, it is a direct byproduct of my education company. So my YouTube channel AdSense, which I'll pop up, my main and second channel, converted to dollars. That came out to $3,829 between my main and my second channel. Now the amount of work that goes into shooting these videos and especially editing them and getting them ready for you guys is nuts. I mean, to be very honest, most of the time I just go off the cuff. Like that's just kind of my style, except for a video like today where I have to prepare and I want to be very specific with my numbers with you guys, because once again, that's the other thing that I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos not do, is just like they're like, oh, around 20,000, around this, that, like I made around $300,000. You know, I want to be very, very specific with you guys. So yeah, in this video I have notes, but for most videos, to be honest, I just go off the cuff. So for me, I just have a video idea. It takes me maybe 20 or 30 minutes to shoot, but on my team side, even a simple 10-minute video takes 4 to 5 hours to edit, get ready, upload, thumbnail, schedule, all that good stuff. And you know, we're at a point where we're churning out 5 videos a week, which as I said, for me, doesn't take a hell of a lot of time on my side. You know, for me, it takes maybe 2 to 3 hours to prepare 5 videos. Whereas for my team, it takes 20 to 30 hours to actually get these videos ready, edit them, etc., etc. So, you know, the amount that I make from YouTube doesn't even pay for my creative manager's salary. So, you know, it really doesn't make a big dent. But then again, I can't complain because it is additional income compared to what I made in 2019. Because basically beginning of 2019, I thought it'd be a smart move to demonetize all my videos, because I was like, I don't want my audience to have to deal with all these idiots just like me, you know, advertising at the beginning of videos and all this crap. Little did I know that YouTube doesn't ever want to promote your videos if they can't make money from it, if there's no ads on there. So basically my YouTube channel basically didn't grow at all in 2019. So in 2020, I decided the extra growth was worth it in return for, you know, having people advertise at the beginning of my videos. So, you know, an extra $45,000, $50,000 a year, that's great. You know, that at least comes close to paying my creative manager's salary. So that's nice, I guess. And once again, obviously the margins on the affiliate stuff and also this YouTube AdSense is around, well, not around, it's 100% technically. So income source number 5 is my clothing line. And last month we did a measly converting from pounds to dollars, which once again, I'll put up our custom portal. Converting from pounds to dollars, it came out to just over a measly $1,000. And that's actually because we're sitting on the last few pieces of the restock of season 1 that we did. Now we launched the first season 7 months ago, and the plan was always to have a new season every 2.5 to 3 months. So in the first month, I actually did around $12,000 and then steadily declined from there to the point where now 7 months later, like everyone's seen season 1. Season 2 was meant to come out 4 months ago, but then everything that's going on in the world happened. So season 2 actually got pushed back. So yeah, Gadzhi really got pushed back. It wasn't ideal. Now, if I predicted amount of money that I'll be making from the clothing line in the first year is around $100,000 in rev. Now gross margins for that business are around 40% after the cost of clothing, etc., etc., everything else that goes into distribution, production, etc., etc. The real margins for that business are around basically 0%. And that's because that was always, anyone who knows me knows that I'm super passionate about clothing. I'd say outside of business, my biggest hobbies or biggest passions are photography, videography, namely old school film photography, clothing, as well as horology. Like those are my 3 main passions. So I've always wanted a clothing line, and in 2018, I came really close to launching, and then I was like, no, this is a distraction, this, that. And same thing happened for 2019. And I got to a point in the second half of 2019 where I was like, you know what? Like, yes, it's maybe a bit of a distraction, but at the end of the day, like I'm at a point where I'm making more money in 2020 than I was in 2019, yet I'm being a lot more frugal. And you know, I guess you just get to a point where just money has a different meaning to you in your life. And I'm at that point. So that's where I decided end of 2019, I was gonna launch the clothing line, and it may not feed my bank account, but it feeds my soul. And it's just always been I guess a dream of mine. And it's awesome to see just the ridiculous quality. You know, this isn't any print on demand stuff. Anyone who has an article of clothing from Gadzhi knows like it's bespoke. Everything is done in-house. People have been really shocked by just how good the quality is. So yeah, at the current rate, in the first year, we're gonna average around $100,000 in rev. Also, we do no marketing. Literally until like 2 weeks ago, we didn't even run any ads, like not even any retargeting ads. And that's because I knew that the clothing was gonna sell either way. So I was like, it's gonna sell either way. Plus I know that season 2's been delayed. So I was like, whatever, I'll just let it sit there and sell organically. But starting from September, actually, I've hired an influencer manager full-time. So between her, my new creative manager who's full-time, as well as spending 20 to 30K on influencer marketing, I'm looking to take that brand to 7 figures rev in the next year. Once again, I don't care if I make any profit from it, but I just wanna scale it up. And I know that it's got the potential. I know that it has the flair. I know that it has the I know that I have the business acumen in order to scale it to a legitimate brand where it can even be separated from me. But as I said, currently I spend all the money on launch parties and galleries and this and that. The plan was never to make money from this business. It was always just to build something great and that I could be proud of. So ladies and gentlemen, those are my 5 income sources that made me $250,000 last month. That is revenue, of course. In terms of profit, around $70,000 of that came from the agency, around $65,000 came from the education company. Once again, I had an amazing month last month with the education company. Around $12,000 profit came from affiliate marketing, around $4,000 from my YouTube AdSense, and around $1,000 from the clothing line. Now, there are a few different spare pieces of income sources between them, and then obviously each business kind of has, in of itself, has multiple different sources. Now, if you've gone to this point in this video, I commend you. I also just want to say this video really was not to show off. I just wanted to give you guys a different understanding of the different businesses I have, the margins from them, exactly how much I'm making from them, how, kind of where they fit into my life and my lifestyle and my plan for the future. And as I said, I wanted to be more transparent than kind of some of the other videos I've seen out there, just because I know that when I watched those videos, I was like, all right, cool, but like which business is bringing in what revenue and what profits and like what actually is required in order to get there and like, all that stuff. So I appreciate every single one of you guys for sticking around. And if you stuck around to this point, I actually want to go ahead and do another Gadzhi giveaway. So if you check the comments down below, you'll see the winner from last video's giveaway. So big congratulations to the winner. Just make sure you email support@GrowYourAgency.com with your address as well as your height. And we will send you out an article from the Gadzhi clothing line. If you want to be drawn in to win, all you have to do is hit subscribe, turn on post notifications, because I'm only picking winners within the first 2 hours because I want to show my notification squad some love. So as I said, go ahead and comment down below if you're watching this within the first 2 hours and you'll be automatically drawn in. If this video was uploaded more than 2 hours ago, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, hit the bell notification because I'm going to be doing another giveaway in the next video. Ladies and gents, the last final thing I want to leave you with is, yes, I've been running my businesses for 4 years. And as I said, my advertising agency is my longest standing one. It is an amazing feeling to be 20 years old making $250,000, although, let's be honest, revenue is a vanity number, making $150,000 a month profit. It is an amazing feeling, but, I started my agency 4 years ago. I work to the bone. The things that I sacrificed when I was younger, to get to this point, the risks that I took dropping out of high school when I was 17. And even prior to starting a business, I started reading a book a week from the age of 14. And if you watch this video and you're like, how is he doing this at 20 years old? One thing I know that shocks people is that I still leave all my old YouTube videos up. I recommend you go to my YouTube, click on sort by oldest, and watch some of my old YouTube videos. You'll see me at the age of 15, 16, going to the bookstore every Sunday, and not your regular bookstore, a used bookstore, because that was all I could afford. You'll see me talking about trying to juggle school and trying to build a business and all these grand visions and ambitions that I had for my life. And it's like, I'll even pop up something on screen here, maybe a little clip back from 2015/2016. And I guess I just want to say that this stuff doesn't happen overnight. It is a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, decade, multiple decade long thing. And the most important thing I would say for anyone who's watching this and maybe doesn't even have any business and just wants to guarantee that their future will be better than their present is just read a book. Honestly, reading a book a week was how it all started for me, because reading a book a week got me into going to the gym, got me into meditating at the age of 14, got me into thinking about the world and making sure that in my life I was at the cause and not the effect of what was happening to me. So that's really my last message to you guys is, if you want a place to start, if you want to make sure that your future will be guaranteed better than your present, start small. Start small and just start with reading a book. And I guess that's my last final message to you. Love and appreciate all of you guys. Appreciate all the comments down below, and big congrats to the Gadzhi giveaway winner. I'll see you guys in the next one.